Good morning, folks, and welcome to Down Dusty Roads. My name is Colin, and on my channel I document my rides mainly in the Great and Little Karoo, but also from further afield as time allows. It's another beautiful day in the Little Karoo for a bike ride, and today's ride takes us out of Oudtshoorn onto the Mossel Bay Road. Heading off to Mossel Bay, we'll be on this road for about probably plus minus 10 kilometers. Then we'll take a left onto the gravel on the Mount Hope Road. So that's basically the ride today, Mount Hope. The Mount Hope Road takes us from this road, brings us back out onto the road that is between Oudtshoorn and George. So we'll pop out on that road. Then it's a couple of kilometers on that road before we turn off again, and then we'll take a left and head back towards Oudtshoorn. It's a relatively short ride today. I am planning not quite sure how many days, 5 or 6 day excursion over the New Year period. Over the New Year, I always go to spend New Year with my mate who farms outside Crawford-Net. I'll be doing that again this year. But instead of taking the car like I usually do, I'll be on the bike. The plan is, I haven't yet finalized the plan, but the plan is to go Willamore state level sort of direction. I'm not quite sure yet, Klipplaat, Janssenville, somewhere around there. And then up to Aberdeen and onto, I'll probably go to New Bethesda first, before New Year. Spend a few days in one of my favorite little towns, explore the area, show you a little bit about the magic that New Bethesda has to offer. Perhaps go through the Owl House, Helen Martin's, the real reason for, oh, look at the light here on the mountains. Very pretty this time of the morning. Now, so New Bethesda is really famous because of Helen Martin's and her Owl House story. So I guess it would be amiss of me not to at least show you that. Maybe we'll go and have a look at the stone folk outside New Bethesda. There's a farmer who's these stone folk, they're made with wire and rocks, stones, in the shape of people doing various activities. And that was something that was started in the Kouakaveld, northern Namibia. And subsequent to that, there are a number of areas that have started doing the same thing, one of which is on a farm outside New Bethesda. Yeah, and then once I'm finished in New Bethesda, then I'll go down to my mate for New Year. And I'll probably show you one or two things on his farm, just because he farms with goats that I used to farm with. I unfortunately no longer have any of those goats, but I think once you've seen one of those, you fall in love with, especially if they are kidding, you fall in love with the kids. They really are beautiful little goats. Yeah, and then I'll spend a couple of days doing one or two rides around Crawford-Net. His farm is on a very pretty loop. I'll do a full video of that loop, as well as maybe one or two others, and then come home. So sometime in the new year, look at this, isn't this pretty? Sometime in the new year, I'll have a series of videos from that New Year's trip. We're going to take a left now off this road onto the Mount Hope Road. And this is where the gravel begins. I'm not sure that the sun orientation is going to be great for us today on this ride, but let's see how it goes. As far as highlights or points of interest on this road, or on today's ride actually, There's not a huge amount that I can talk about other than it's a really pretty ride through a really lovely area. You can see the road is pretty wet. Let's have a look, see here. In my last video, I actually mentioned the fact that we've had such a dry summer. Well, a dry year, actually. And then on Friday night, we had a big thunderstorm, and various areas had different amounts, as is normal with thunderstorms. But over my farm, I had 53 millimeters, most of which was within a half hour, but in total over a period of about an hour. So 53 millimeters in an hour. Isn't this pretty? Yeah, so 53 millimeters in an hour caused a bit of havoc, but always grateful for the rain. The farm was so dry. Yeah, unfortunately, we're going to be right into the sun for a while. I could, of course, arrive later in the day, which would mean that the sun is high in the sky, but then you miss this beautiful soft light. So I prefer to ride in the beautiful light. The other nice reason, or the other reason for me to ride early in the morning this time of the year is, of course, that it's beautifully cool. Let me stop here for the view. Oh, look at that. Looking in the wrong direction. See the springbok there? Isn't that beautiful? I'm not too nervous. I hope you can see that with the camera. Oh, that was nice. Beautifully green down there in the valley. Dam's empty, pretty much. Puddle or two from the rain. It's so fresh at this time of the day, especially after the rain. It's beautiful. I ride nice and slowly, enjoy it. Take in the smells and the sights. So these trees are really beautiful. Quite a few trees here in this grove. This is obviously a newer grove here on the left. Here's the river. It's flowing very slowly. But pretty. There's some lucerne fields. It's actually very pretty. I'm going to stop here somewhere. Yeah, so isn't that pretty? I don't know if you can hear it on the mic, but the guinea fowl are calling. And then of course the turtle doves. Magic. Sheep are wanting to go out of the kraal so they can eat. Wonder what time someone's going to come and let them out. It's nice to be riding on compacted ground now after the rains. Now the general direction of the road takes us towards the Oudtshoorn George Road, so to the east. There goes the Steenbok. Fantastic, running straight down the road. This is going to be fun. Right, let's try and find a line here. These tires aren't the best in the mud. There's a big dam here. It's got lots of capacity still available. A lot of horses. A couple of herons there at the water's edge. Here's another one of these tobacco drying barns. This one's seen better days. Guinea fowl here. Couple of border collies. More guinea fowl and some sheep. Another river crossing. It's very pretty. Lovely. this dam would have gotten some water from the rains on Friday. Okay, let's see what happens here. There goes a mouse across the road. Nice big dam. So if you take that road, it brings you out back onto the tar road, the George Oudtshoorn road, but just closer to Oudtshoorn. This one will bring us out on the same road, but closer to George. I smell onions. Somewhere there are onions. Next river crossing. Very pretty. So yes, here's the tarred road going between George and Oudtshoorn. So I'm going to go left here. Heimersrivier Road. So here I'm going to ride to the intersection, then I'm going to take a left. Which takes me then back to Oudtshoorn. There's some Angora goats on the right. Raised, of course, mainly for their wool. This is some onions on the left. And here's our crossroads. I'm going to take a left here. Okay, so there's the Swartberg in the background as we get closer to Oudtshoorn. On our last leg now, back to Oudtshoorn. Go past Thorny Creek. And now here it's for sale. Thorny Creek being the place where they used to make these apparently wonderful craft beers. I'm not a drinker, so I wouldn't know, but a couple of my mates reckon they were pretty good beers. Here we go, Thorny Creek. Also known as the Red Bus. Through the river now. Sometimes we see Klipspringer here. When I last rode through here, there were 3 on the bridge, on the causeway. Nothing today. cloud build up this side. A little tortoise in the road. Yeah, there's Oudtshoorn. A few k's in the distance. Some nice horses. Nearly the end of the gravel. And then the last couple of kilometers into town on tar. Old barn. Right, so back on the tar. From here, just a couple of kilometers into town. This here is the main channel coming from Oudtshoorn Dam. I think they might still have water in it at the moment because they've not quite finished watering all the farms. So I can probably show you, let's see here, if I pull off here quickly. Okay, and have a quick look here. Yeah, there we go. So this is part of the watering scheme from Oudtshoorn and Heimersrivier dams. Spoken about that a few times in a couple of my videos. My last video, I actually showed you where the guys were busy watering. This is the old Oudtshoorn station. No longer used, unfortunately. So here we go. We go over the channel again. Yeah. And into town. This is our new shopping mall. It's very nice for Oudtshoorn. Well folks, that's the end of our ride for the day. I hope you've enjoyed coming along. Hope you have learned a couple of things or found it interesting. And I hope you'll join me next time when I once again travel down dusty roads. If you have enjoyed my videos, be it one or more than one, and you haven't yet subscribed, I would really appreciate it. It helps my new channel to gain some traction. Okay folks, keep safe, ride carefully. Until the next time.